What's up, everybody? Welcome to Honey's Closet with Vix and Honey. I am the host with the most, Honey, and I got back in the closet. My girl Vix is always in the mix. Today we have a phenomenal show. Vix kind of want to recap last week, so I think we're gonna do that. But then we got some really good topics and a pretty good little Honey's Closet email question. So you know what you need to do. Grab that cocktail, whatever you need to eat or whatever, and come sip, chat, and chill with us.
What's the trending topic? Who got the ears to the gossip? Which radio station is the hottest? And if it's sweet like honey, then I got it. If you don't tune in, then you're wrong. Honey Claus know what's really going on. So tell me something good, tell me something good. You better turn up the volume in every hood. Which clubs really pop? Who clothesline rocking? Which show should I be watching?
Okay, so wait, that's the first.
Here goes.
That's the first time I actually heard the words. This.
Did you?
I was like, wait, this is honey. Oh, I didn't even see.
We didn't realize it was saying Honey's Closet.
I didn't know what it was saying. Really, I was like,
Shout out to Mars and Dexter's Lab for when we first started Honey's Closet years ago on Urban Soul Radio. We needed a drop, and I was doing some things with Mars, who's a phenomenal rapper, and Dexter's Lab, who's a producer, and they came on the show. They was on our show, and he said, "You need a drop." I go, "I do," and he goes, "I got you." And he hit me in 3 days, and he had this done. And Dexter put the track to it, and no charge. They gave it to us, and
nice.
everybody loves. Like, there's a long version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves this song. I get it all the time. Like, we love your drop. We love your drop. So, until somebody can top that, I don't know if it can be top. We keep it. So, anyways, welcome back to Honey Scott. Where have you been, girl? You left me by myself last week.
Man, I had a bunch of kids. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Them kids drove me crazy. Okay, you didn't want to see me because my hair was like this. I was like, woo! I'm like, okay, you guys gotta go. So yeah, that's what. But hey, wait, but tell me. I want to know. I know I missed some stuff. So please tell me what you were up to.
We're gonna recap a little bit of last week of what I can remember, but
don't try to tell me you don't remember it now.
I remember. So before we go into that, we kind of talk about what's going on in Hollywood and the hood and LT and all that stuff. We got to talk about what's going on.
Okay.
So Black China has taken the Kardashians to court to sue them because she's crazy. First of all, she's literally Rob Kardashian. I don't know if I should feel sorry for him or say he a punk because she has put a gun to his head, apparently, allegedly.
For what?
She has beat him with a belt or something.
She's wild. She's too wild. She's too wild.
You know what? There comes a time where you should never put your hand on a woman. But
is that what he did?
No, but he should have smacked the shit out of her because she's done some things. And so I guess she has a child with Rob Kardashian and she has a child with Tyga. And both men keep their children, and she's pissed off about child support.
Wait a minute, they keep the kids, and why does she want child support for her? She's not going to get child support if she don't have the kids.
So now she's going after the Kardashian clan because
I was going to say, what's she going to get from Rob anyway?
Rob got a little change, but he's just more. He don't have Kim Kardashian loot, but but she's trying to go after them for some defamation and crazy stuff. So now they're in court, and I think Kim has won the first case, but the courts they should stop wasting people's time and money in entertaining this bullcrap.
What are you going to do though? You can't tell somebody they're not going to take their case. I mean, they got to be heard.
Why can't you?
What you going to say? Okay, the rules are you can't take a case if it has
in
it. I mean, you got to be heard.
I should have been. No, you don't. Not in my courtroom.
Okay, so wait. But what was the charge? What was the charge?
She's just she's saying that they did these things to her. And
okay, so you got to hear it out. You can't say it's not true. You can't say, okay, get out of my courtroom. I don't want to hear it, unless they got to have a right to prove their case. I mean, now once you hear it, it sounds ridiculous. It's like, okay, get out. But everybody has a right to be heard. What you gonna tell them?
Girl, everybody ain't got a right to be heard.
Oh, really? I do.
You can be heard, but you ain't gonna go to court doing no crazy shit like that.
You never know. You never know.
Okay, so I would have. This is what I would have done. I would have gotten the case. I would have read through it and say, "Black China's a stupid whore. She's dumb.
But you can't do
Crazy.
that.
She wants money.
But
She
you
doesn't
can't
know
do
how to-"
that. You
Okay,
can't.
so I
You
read.
can't have, what you call that? What you call that?
Here's you go. Get back on the pole, ho, because you ain't getting no money from Kardashian.
Oh.
Sorry, like you're suing them for stupid stuff. Like,
But it's not stupid to her. She got to prove her case. Can you prove that they're doing these things to you?
I'll be like, girl,
Now it's like, okay,
stuff I need to be doing in my life to be sitting up in court entertaining this bull crap. The problem is we need to start telling people the truth. Tell them the truth. You're not going to waste this court's time on some bogus.
Well, they might have did it when they got there. But everybody has a right to be heard at first and say, okay, where's your state your case, whatever.
Okay, Miss Hail Mary.
You know what?
Go ahead.
I'm always the one that's on the opposite of everything, right?
Because you are so.
I'm just trying to be devil's advocate.
Everybody needs to be heard. Everybody.
Say it like that.
No, I'm just saying, but. Girl, get out my court.
Because I'm thinking about it. If it was me, I would be mad. I'm like, I have a right to be heard. What if these things really did happen to me?
And I would, if I was your friend, I'd be Vicky, get your ass out this damn courtroom with this bullshit. You ain't got no case.
That's because I'm not gonna lie.
Telling her that. Her friend should be telling her that. You have no case. Bye. Go somewhere. Go get a job. Go do something. Go swing on the pole.
She feel like she's Black China. She got everybody's these guys that got money. I'm supposed to get. They got their kids though. Whoa, that what happened? How did she get her kids taken? Why they got the kids? What's
I don't think they take. They were.
But why do they have them? Why do they have the kids?
Because they're taking care of them. They just live with them. And I think she gets them every other Saturday or something. I don't know.
She partying too much. She trying to get a record. I mean, what is she doing? What did she do? I'm sorry. I'm so stupid.
She was a stripper.
Oh, that was her profession.
Yeah,
that was really her profession.
Yeah, and then she got wife. She got with Tyga, and then she did, then she got with the Kardashian dude, and
so she never had like a profession.
She never. Yeah, she had a profession. She was a stripper. That's a profession.
Okay.
You ain't got to go to school for it, but
you gotta have skills. But you have to have skills. You gotta have skills. You gotta have some kind of training.
Yeah, you do have pole dancing classes.
Hey, I can't do it. It's got to be a skill.
If they want to be the strip, they're gonna be having the sorriest damn strip because they are off the stage. There's nothing cute or sexy about her.
Man, you'd be surprised what people like.
I'll be in a Nana group. Who wants to see Nanas going wild?
There be some old men come up there. They got money.
Who want to see Nanas going wild, girl?
Nanas go.
Oh my God. I'll come out there and do my strip tease and then show pictures of my grandkids. These are my grandkids. These are my grandkids.
Oh my God, you are stupid. Oh my God.
Boobs, like, yeah. These are my grandkids.
Nana's gone wild. You are.
Nana's gone. That's gonna be my next book. Going wild. Yes. That's a reality show. Don't nobody. Nana's gone wild. A whole bunch of us grandmothers are still kind of look, a little
just acting up. We too old to be cougars. No, we're not. We're not.
We can be cool. We're at the right age to be cougars.
I know. Actually, that's before Nana's group. So we're in the cougar group. Really.
We're we're MILFs.
Speaking of that, are you gonna tell me?
No, we're GILFs. What are we?
What? MILF.
People. MILF is mothers I love to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then the GILFs.
Now it's grandmas.
Grandmas. I want to be NILFs. Nanas I love to. Come here, Sonny. Come here, Sonny.
Oh shoot.
Come here, Sonny. Let Nana tell you.
So speaking of that, what's the deal with our?
So last week we talked about what did we talk about? Just people, I'm gonna tell you what we talked about.
No, I'm talking about the email. Do we got our email? Is that the same email? What's the email?
Yeah, do you have the email?
Yes. So you was talking about Nanas. I want to hear about what's
I wasn't talking about Nanas. I was talking about no, we were talking, you know what? That's because the alcohol made me do it. I totally forgot what we talked about last week, but I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, you're not going to not tell me.
I'll tell you what. No, I'm going to tell you what we talked about. I'm going to tell you. I just totally forgot what we talked about. That's so crazy because we got to talking about Nana's Gone Wild. I'm working on Nana's
Oh, I
Gone
was thinking
Wild.
about art. Okay, okay, okay.
I'm totally thinking about Nana's Gone Wild. Like, we finna have that whole little thing going. I need
Shoot.
all the females
Hey.
to come up and be like, we here, we here. Oh, being a yes woman or man, always saying yes to a
Explain.
piece.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna say. So explain what a yes person is.
So if you do something, right? Let's say you do something and you tell me, and I said, I'm just constantly agreeing with what you're saying and doing, knowing that I don't agree with it, but I'm doing it to just be in your life, to appease you, to be a part of the crowd, just being that yes person.
Mhm.
And that's not healthy for you. So if I constantly co-sign with everything you do, just to be like, okay, that's my homegirl, I'm gonna say yes to everything she does,
Mhm.
instead of saying, you know what, Vix, that ain't cool. Like, no,
So what's the question?
there's not necessarily a question. It's
What is
just, oh, so the question is, how have you ever been a yes man or woman? And if so, where did it get you? Where has it gotten you? And I feel
um
that
okay.
I was
I
gonna
have.
say, I feel like I've been guilty of that.
Yeah, me too. But it's more like doing stuff for people. It's not so much like I guess I do have I'll tell my opinion. If I don't like something, I'll say, okay, so I'm not real. I don't know. That's border, right? Because I would say if I'm a yes person like that. So you're saying just always go agreeing with their opinions of their thoughts of what they
Yeah,
think
just
is
kind
right.
of being like taking the easy road out, like, yeah, Vicky, you're right. Yeah, Vix, you're right. Yeah,
Well, you do
that's
that with clients, but not but your friends. I don't. You know
no,
what?
with
Maybe
friends and
sometimes,
families.
sometimes you might just keep from being arguing, like in an argument. You're like, okay, I know I don't agree with that. I have a friend, yes, you know who it is, and she'll like say stuff, and I'm like, okay, we've gotten into arguments before, so now I'm just gonna agree with whatever. Okay, that
Agree
all
with it.
right.
But how does that make you feel? And is that healthy for you, for both of you?
Well, it depends because it could be like if I'm not a yes person, sometimes it creates all this friction and argument, and I don't need the argument. So sometimes it's kind of like I care more about the relationship than being right. So I'm just going to say,
Okay.
okay, let's just. I agree to disagree. And then I used to never be that way. I was always like, no, you have to understand what I'm coming from, what I'm saying. And I'm kind of like, all right, I'm just letting you. I'm saying yes because I'm kind of just agreeing with your opinion, not that it's my opinion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And here's the problem with that. When we become yes people and we agree with what everybody says, one, it's not a good feeling for us. And two, you're not helping the other person. Because in reality, what love and loyalty looks like is, I'm going to tell you, I would never front you in front of, I hate a person that fronts you in front of people. So when we're out and you do something, if you get into a fight and do some crazy crap, I'm gonna be like, dang, I got to go out here and help her, whatever. But when I get you in the car, I'm like, Heifer, you were wrong. You were
Oh,
wrong.
okay. So in that instance, then yeah, I guess it's like I think I'm seeing it differently. I'm seeing it like just somebody's opinion. But yeah, if they're in the wrong,
That
they're doing
too.
something wrong. Yeah, if they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, it's kind of like you know what, that's wrong. Wrong is wrong. Right
And
is right.
their opinions about things. So if people do things and 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 that's what our topic is tonight, taking accountability for your actions.
Mm-hmm.
So you, at some point, we are never always right,
Right.
right? So if you put yourself around people who are constantly doing things, playing the victim and whatever, and we latch onto that and we're like, oh yeah, that's, you're right, and this person shouldn't have did that, knowing deep down, no, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And and the thing, I want somebody, and I used to be that hothead. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because I'm
And I
always
was the one that would say it, right? If I'm
right,
like, so yeah. But I kind of
right.
backed off a little bit from it because I know people get super offended. Sometimes they don't want to hear what you have to say. They really just want somebody to take their side or just listen to them. But when it's not good for them, they need to know that look,
And that's what's
that's not right.
important. And I do have people who will come and tell me, no, you were wrong. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're wrong. And I had to learn to come back and say, wow, what, I was wrong. I was, because I'm a hothead. I'm better, but you need those people who are going to come in your life and say, yeah, they love you and they care about you. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't let you think you're right. So
Yeah.
when people don't want to hear it, and then they become the victim, and then you're the bad guy, that's the shit I'm tired of. I'm tired
Mm-hmm.
of people doing things and you mean no harm and you're always the bad guy. And that's when
Mm-hmm.
we get into our topic of people taking accountability for their actions. There's no way in life that everything that you do, that everything that we do in life is right. There's no way. We make mistakes. We make bad judgments. We do bad things. And you need people to come into your life and say, this was wrong. This is not okay. This is, you should have did this way. And granted, these are opinions, but sometimes a person can actually tell you, you know what, you were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong. You can't do that. And I need for people to start taking accountability for their actions. And
Well,
I
see,
see
the problem is that, like you said, people sometimes they don't think they're wrong though. So when a person can't look at themselves and see, like, okay, so like I had this discussion before with somebody. The other weekend we were talking about the reason why you don't like to take constructive criticism, or maybe the reason why you don't feel you're wrong. Some of this stuff, like for me, I didn't like somebody to tell me something because it came back from my childhood. Like my mother always would say, like, oh, that's really great, but you didn't do this or you didn't do that. So in my opinion, everything I did was just never right up to par. So it was always like when she would start to tell me something, it would aggravate me. And if somebody else comes in and tries to tell me to do something better, I got this guard up. I'm aggravated. I'm like not going to listen to what you have to say because I believe I'm right. I'm doing this the right way. And some of this stuff, it's like you got to be able to swallow your pride a little bit and just listen and say, okay, that's still that person's opinion of you. So it's like, okay, well, at least listen to it and say, okay, let me see how that could be portrayed a different way. And if more than one person is telling you the same thing, now if it's just one person out of all these people, it's kind of like, okay, I'll listen to what you got to say, but if everybody's telling you the same thing, it's like, come on, like you got to start looking at yourself. Something right here. You know what I
well,
mean? So
I think people are, you have a lot of people out here who refuse to take responsibility. They're passive aggressive,
mm-hmm.
narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's an illness. I never knew that being a narcissist was an illness. Um, Self-righteous, always the victim, and that crap is starting to really get on my nerves with situations like that. Like people are constantly playing the victim in situations, and people don't want to hear the truth. So when
Mm-hmm.
you say something as innocent and just do what's best for you, and that's not the answer they want to hear, then you're the bad guy. So now they turn on you. You know what I'm saying? And now you're the bad guy. So now they have no accountability. They don't even begin to think maybe she was, I see what she's saying, or I see what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And we deal with that. I'm pretty sure there's so many people out there dealing with that. Family members, loved ones, friends, husbands, wives, children, and it gets old. And I need people to protect their mental health, because what happens is when you take that on and you're constantly one, you should never constantly be in arguments with people. So when you're constantly in arguments about things, you have to take a step back. I do. I take a huge step back and I look at situations and say, am I the problem in this situation? I'm never the victim. I'm never going to play victim, right? But am I the problem? Is there something I could have done differently? But I find out in my situations and in my personal situations that I become the bad guy. And that's when you have to step away, because here's where my mental state will go. I'll be the fucking villain if you want me to, but you ain't gonna like it. I'll be the villain. I have no problem being the villain in a situation, but you won't like it. It will not feel good to you. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
see, this is why I said when you were talking about being the yes person, this is why I said sometimes it's okay to just be like the yes person in certain situations. It's like, you know what? I care more about the relationship than being right. Even though I know I'm not in wrong right here, it's like you got to let people just think what they're going to think. You can't always change their opinion. You can't always change what they're thinking about you or what you. Everybody has a different way of going about doing stuff.
Yeah, but if you
And so you're
constantly
just like,
do
all
the
right,
yes, if you constantly do that though, you're giving in to shit and you're giving people passes. And I've did that for years. I've given passes. Well, guess what? I'm
so what you
fresh
gonna do?
out of
So
passes.
what you gonna do? Argue with them?
No, you just back away.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. See,
You
so
just back away.
that's why I said when I'm saying being a yes person, I'm just saying, okay, fine. I guess I mean it in that way, being like, okay, fine, that's your opinion. I'm gonna let you have your opinion. Not necessarily saying you are right. I'm just gonna let you have what you have. Okay, if that's what you think,
Don't
I
you think at
can't
some point
change
you
you.
gotta tell a person, you know
You
what?
get sick of it after a while, but then
Yeah.
it's like you say, sometimes it's like, do you cut people off or do you just, then you like in this
No, I
situation,
think
it's like,
that
well, do you want to cut them off? Do you want to not talk to
I think
people?
the thing is to back off for a while and just kind of regroup and then try to have that conversation to say, listen, your ass ain't always right. This is what you do. I'm tired of being the person that's always at fault. And maybe it's time for you to take accountability. And people, you have to, nobody is perfect. I make mistakes every day. And the one thing I have practiced doing that has made me a better person, and I say this all the time, it's repetitive, repetitive. Take a look in the mirror and
Mhm.
say, you know what? I could have handled that differently. I could have said this differently, or I ain't wrong, and I'm gonna start standing up for myself.
Do you,
Because
well, here's the thing. Do you do, but why do you feel, if you know who you are,
right,
okay, and you know that what you're thinking and the way you're thinking is correct, why do you care? That's where I get, that's why
well,
I say,
it
to
depends
me,
on
I
who
get
it
to the
is.
point where I'm like, all right, because I don't care. At some point,
If
I'm like,
it's
I know
consistent,
who
though,
I am.
yeah, you know who you are. But if it's consistent and it's constantly thrown at you, or you're constantly finding yourself in the same
But like,
situation.
again, is that more than one person saying that to you? And if it's more than one person saying to you, that's when you start saying, okay, let me see why this group of people are saying certain things and where do they come from? What's their mentality?
And
How do
that's
they
what I
think?
did. That's
Okay.
what I did. And when I actually sat back and I said, let me see, and I reviewed every situation. And this is not about, this conversation is not necessarily about me, but I have experienced something.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a comment. Hey CB, we're talking about taking accountability, sir. Taking accountability for your actions. So when I look at a situation and I say, okay, am I right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
We all have the right to our opinions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my situation is different, but you definitely have to step back and say, am I the problem? Am I causing these issues? And then once you realize that and be honest with yourself, then it's time to say, okay, and for me, it's not multiple people. It's just a group that don't take accountability for their actions.
Well,
And
that's what I'm saying too. Everybody has their own wrong in the situation most of the time. It's like everybody could have handled things differently. Like you say, some people have to take accountability for their part in it. And when you're just like, oh, you did it, it's all your fault, it's all you, it's all you. It's like, okay, but I know there's somewhere it's two people to argue. So it's got to be something in here that you could have done better too. So why don't you look at what you could have done better too and meet in the middle and say, we both could have done X, Y, Z to make this not get to this point. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But people, yep, there you go. They're called haters most of the
they are
time,
called
right?
haters, Corey.
But
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people are trying to get you to see something that you don't see. But again, it's like, who are we talking about? Are these group of people thinking the same way? Are they people that have a certain thought process? That's how they think. And so, of course, you're never going to change their mind because that's how they were raised or that's the way they believe. That's their belief system, whatever. And at some point, you're like, okay, well, I know who I am. I don't feel wrong about this, but yeah, like people used to tell me I do things, and I'm like, no, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't. I'm like, man, maybe I do because everybody's telling me the same
Because we
thing.
do, right?
Yeah, but it's
Here's
hard to
the
look at yourself and say that though.
here's the amazing part about that maybe it's just me, but
Wait,
when I do something and I learn to go back and I fix on it and I think about it, and then I'm like, you know what, I was wrong, and I take accountability for that. And you know what? It's the best feeling to say, you know what, I was wrong. I made a mistake because we're
it's not a
human.
good feeling. It's not a good feeling.
Well, it's a good
Not
feeling
for
to
me.
me
I
to
hate it,
say
but it is
no,
what
to
you.
say, you know what? I was wrong.
What do they say?
Once you let that out, okay, you know what? I was the problem. Maybe I was the problem. I have been the problem. I'm a hothead. Still
Okay,
am.
so here's the thing: if somebody tells you you're doing something wrong, how about ask that person? Well, how do you think I should have handled it? How do you think I could
Well,
have?
I'm not gonna ask them how do you
No,
think I
just to
should,
ask them,
because
just because
no,
you
I ain't
want to
gonna do
know.
that.
I'm
I don't
just
want you to
saying.
opinion.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. No, I get it. You're
But
right.
I'm just saying, if you ask them, then you can say, okay, if you think I'm wrong, tell me how I could have handled it differently. Just so I can understand. Maybe I'm not understanding what you're telling me that I'm doing wrong. Because sometimes we interpret what somebody's telling us in our own way because we're defending ourselves. So we're taking it wrong. Sometimes that happens. Like if somebody tells me something, I take it internally like, I didn't do that. And they're not, and I'm totally missing what they're trying to tell me. So it's like, okay, tell me how you think I should have handled it, and then let me explain to you what I'm hearing you telling me. You're telling me that I did X, Y, Z, right? Is that my understanding? But I mean, yeah, but taking accountability, you're right. But after that point, you do have to say, hey, you know what? Because some people are like that. They never wrong, never wrong. They got an excuse for why they did this. They got an excuse for it's always your fault. You caused me to do this or whatever. And
You know
what
what
is this?
I'm
I
calling?
think everybody makes the same mistakes. What's the same
Yo,
mistake?
Corey says I think everybody make the same mistakes.
What's the mistakes?
I think he means just in general. We all are open to
They all
making
make
mistakes.
mistakes.
All make mistakes. This is what I call him. Remember that cartoon that what's his name? Oh dear, oh my. He was just always negative. Oh, that's what I call him. Them oh dear, oh my people. Like, you know what? Stop it. I can't stand people who always play the victim. You said this to me. You did
Hurt
this.
my feelings.
You hurt my
Sensitive.
feelings.
Sorry,
And
I'm just messing with
you're
my camera. I'm so
this.
sorry.
And you
Sneak.
did this. Like, okay, well, maybe you need to take some damn tough pills because I can't and I tend to speak my mind. I spoke to a dear old like family friend, Ricky Hamilton, when the other day we talked.
Put his
And
name on there.
huh?
You just put his name out there. It's okay.
Oh, but Ricky Hamilton is,
He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care. He was always the G of the 78th Street. He was like, it was a couple of families of ours. And so Ricky Hamilton, we talked the other day, and he told me, he said, and this made me feel good. And this is not to gloat or anything. And what is Corey saying? Who's the bigger person? But why do we have to? I hear it all the time. Carol, CeeLo. He told me, he said, baby girl, he said, you're being watched. He goes, understand people are watching you. They may not say nothing or whatever, but people are watching you. He goes, and keep doing what you're doing because you're real. You say what's real. You say what's out there. Like, I don't try to put out here like I know everything. And maybe people don't agree with me, but if you tell me that I'm wrong by saying that we have to take accountability for our actions, then you have a problem.
Yeah,
If
there's nothing
you
wrong
tell
with
me I'm wrong when I say take a look in the mirror and take accountability for your actions, you're wrong. Something's wrong with you. We cannot, if I tell you we can't always be the victim, we all make mistakes, and you don't agree with that, something's wrong with you. And that's what, like, I'm most of the things that I tell you do come from shit that I've done. Like, I've taken a look in the mirror. I had to fix me because I was a hothead. I was never, don't tell me shit. I'm gonna punch you in the face, and I don't think I'm bad. I might get my ass whooped, but I'm gonna take that first punch. You know what I'm saying? That was me. And I had to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take pride in being, Team Nana. I take pride in that. And it's called growth. It's called, I know that I make mistakes. Now, if I hurt you by something I said, if I believe in what I said, I'm not going to apologize for what I said, but I will tell you I'm sorry that what I said hurt you. You know what I'm saying? My
right.
intentions was never to hurt you. It was to just give you this or that or whatever. If I believe in what I said, I will never apologize for what I said. But I am woman enough to say, I'm sorry that what I said offended you. So let me
Right.
direct that and say, this is what I meant. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. But I'm not going to keep sitting here and apologizing, motherfuckers, because you soft. I'm not gonna keep doing that because I'm not the bad person, and I'm tired of being painted as the bad person. And I'm sure
Mhm.
people out there feel the same way, always, constantly. But those same people never do nothing wrong. They never
Right.
they never say things that can bother you. It's always somebody else's fault. We gotta take accountability for our
Well,
actions.
that's this true, and people it's hard for people, like I said, for people to see that they're wrong. They have to really evaluate themselves, and that's not easy for people to do. It's really
No,
not.
it's not.
They
It's
because they don't
not.
see it. It's so yeah, but we do have to
It's
start doing that.
unfortunate. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it is.
So I just my advice to people is one, if you find yourself in constant situations, take a look in the mirror and figure out if it's your fault or you're being around the wrong people. So it's two things that can be going on. You're at fault or you hanging around people who don't take accountability for their actions and constantly blaming you. And you need to get out that situation.
I
You don't
think
have
I think if everybody does start to look at themselves and just make sure you're trying to make sure that you're the best version of yourself, then I think it would help. Just always think that way first. Like you said, look in the mirror first. What can I do that would make this situation better? What did I do that made it get to this point? And always evaluate yourself and your own growth. Then you can take a look at the situation and say, okay, I don't know what they could have done, and maybe they could should have took accountability, but here's what I'm going to do to make it better on my end. And that's all you can do. And if everybody does that, then you know what I mean. In my opinion, I just think that would.
absolutely. And sometimes walking away doesn't mean I'm leaving. It just means I'm stepping back, giving you some room to grow because I'm growing. So I can honestly tell you right now, I'm growing. I love where I'm at. I am happy. I'm doing things and I cannot allow myself to be in situations where it blocks my blessings because
Well,
I'm
that's exactly.
because I can, I'm not 100%, you know what I'm saying? So I step away from situations and I just say, okay, let me go over here and woosah for a minute and hopefully and pray that you get it and just step away
Well,
because
that's why I say you know who you are. You have to know who you are. But it doesn't mean that you're not willing to change and you're being stubborn and saying, well, I'm who I am. I'm not going to do anything.
but I have changed that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at some point, you got to know who you are and say, all right, you know what? Everybody's not going to like me. Everybody's not going to agree with me. Everybody's not going to share the same philosophy that I have. And it's okay.
But
It's
why
really
can't we
okay.
just really agree to disagree? Like, let's just say,
That's
okay,
the
you know
hard
what?
part to
I don't
do. It's
agree
hard.
with what you said, but you know what? Let's just humbly agree to disagree and move on. We're never going to see eye to eye. There's no reason why we should be mad at each other, talking behind each other's backs, and doing all that. We just agree, disagree, and move on. You believe the sky is blue. I believe it's yellow, and it's okay.
But you know how, then and that's hard for me because I'm like, but no, you have to
No,
understand.
you are. No,
But
you have to
I've gotten
see
a
that the
lot
sky is
better.
blue.
I have gotten a lot better because I would, like, psychologically, I'm like, why can't you understand that I'm right? Like, I don't understand. You can't see this. It's
It
so
makes me think
obvious.
about the tire situation when my tire blew out, and I told Biggie Beats, I said, we're gonna call Vicky because we're by your house. We're gonna call Vix.
Oh
If she
shit!
gets here, she's going to fix this tire.
I'm
He
so
was up there
determined.
sweating. He was sweating like she is nothing to come out do. I said, I'm telling you, she will not leave until this tire is off.
Because I'm like, I'm a person like that. Though I'm like, there's a way to get it done. You just need to figure out how. That's it.
Yeah, he
Don't
was
say you
he
can't.
was working
You got to
hard. He
figure
was
it
sweating
out.
like a hog. I said,
Oh my god,
that is
that
so
is
funny.
too funny. Oh
All
my.
right, so let us know your opinions. You know, do you find yourself in situations where one, you're being the yes person, two, you're around people who don't take accountability? How do you feel about that? Email us at honeyscloset1@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Comment on the post, share this post. Let us know what you think. Now, we're gonna move on to an Honey's Closet. This is a good one. I feel like we're about to disagree.
Okay, I'm
I think
ready.
I think we're gonna disagree.
Okay.
Okay, but we'll see. Okay, so I got an email, and it says, "Dear Honey, first let me say I am a 60-year-old Asian woman, and I have been watching Honey's Closet since you guys were on Urban Soul Radio. That was years ago. I follow you and periodically come on your page and realize you were back on. I love your honesty. Thank you. And how you say what's on your mind and tell it like it is. T.I. is.
Oh my
She didn't say thank. She said thank you. So now my dilemma. I know you will make jokes, and that's fine, but I know you will also give your honest opinion. My son is 20. I had him later in life. His girlfriend has a brother who is adorable, and we have been flirting with each other. I found out that he is 30 years old and would I guess like to take me out. Should I go? I really want to, but I don't want to lose my son's respect. What do you think? FYI, for a 60-year-old Asian woman, I look good. Signed, Asian getting her groove back.
Okay. Being the prude that I am, okay, of course, I'm going to say that's a no-go. But I know a lot of people, such as probably Honey, will probably say, girl, do your thing, have fun, blah, 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 blah. But
okay,
I'm saying that if it was a young guy that wasn't somebody in your circle, I'd probably say have fun. But being that it's your son's girlfriend's brother, first of all, you're going to have that boy all messed up, and then it's not going nowhere. I mean, really, where's it going to go?
How do you know it's not going nowhere?
It ain't going nowhere.
How do you know? There are people who are married to people younger than them. If she looks good for her age, so at 60
all
years
old, do is what? Excuse my language, but you know what I'm saying. That's all they're gonna do a couple times.
That's know what? At 60 years old, if you single, you need that good. You need that good shit. You need that good shit.
Wait a minute, but if you're gonna do that and mess your relationship up with your son because he's gonna not like it, then it's not worth doing. If it's not going nowhere. So
I get that part. I get that part.
So if it was anybody else, have fun. What you gonna do? But I don't think you should be in that circle. That's my opinion. Now what?
I get okay. Stick your chest out now. No, I get the son situation. It's the son's girlfriend's brother. Yeah. So that's a hard situation.
You said you think we're gonna disagree. So what did you think I was gonna say?
No, I knew you were gonna say no to pretty much all of it.
I didn't say no to all of it. I just said to the circle. To that circle.
I say, don't tell the son, go get your groove back. And girl, go get your groove back. If you need, she's 60, married.
Don't tell me.
I hope that I got a man at 60.
You're in the closet, nasty little. You're something else. You are something.
If he want to take her out,
don't tell anybody. Wow. Okay.
Go get your groove back, Stella.
Until he started getting jealous and she just sprung it on him and went around chasing her everywhere. And she
can't that's come from experience. That's a problem.
Exactly. And now you got a problem. That's what I said. Why you start?
That's a problem. That could be a problem. That could be a problem.
Because she's easy to kind of let it go. He might keep I don't know. He might start tripping.
Well, so to be honest, I do think that it's the son's girlfriend's brother. So that could bring issues. It really could.
Okay. We knew that. She knows it too. That's what
I think from what she's saying, she knows it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we answered that question. She just wanted to. She wanted somebody to tell her to go have the fun.
I say take his little ass somewhere. Don't do a date.
Honey, really?
I say
bad influence. Bad influence.
I'm just saying, shit. You only live once. What if we give her the best?
Man, you can go to a stripper place and get some of them, okay?
Who wants a stripper? You like strippers?
No, I'm just saying they all got the same equipment. They all got the same what?
Girl, ain't none sexy about. I'm sorry. Hey, no disrespect to them stripper mans, but ain't a stripper out here that looks sexy to me. I don't like no man no little bitty ass draws.
We're not talking when they in their little stripper outfits.
I don't want nobody in outfits.
I could never understand that anyway. I just thought that was so.
I don't like men in little drawers. I don't like men in outfits. I mean, to me, a man can put
on out the outfits,
jeans and a white t-shirt. He a G. Just come out. Don't come in a whole bunch of outfits, matching outfits, and little bitty dun-dun,
matching outfits,
taking your ass and all that shit. You ain't. That is so.
It's a show. It's a show. It's just like girls with their little tassels and stuff, swinging their boobs around and all this weird stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't want to see no man shaking his ass and out here with no little drawers on, dancing and
Oh
doing some
shoot!
little
I have
freaky
never really
shit.
liked that either. I thought that was kind of like, but then
I
women
don't
be
It's a lot
screaming.
of women
You
who
see
like
them? They
it.
like
I'm not
go
knocking you.
crazy. They
It's a
go.
lot of women who like strippers. I'm not knocking it. Do what you want to do. I like men in boxers who are quiet and don't be
Yeah,
doing too much,
we're
have
quiet. You can have
too
mine.
much
That's
outfits, and the uniform for me, some jeans or some khakis or white t-shirts and some tennis shoes, a little whatever, watch, and that's it. Don't be out here switching your ass free. That's not sexy to me. Not sexy to me. You can never come and say, that's not, I can't do it. Sorry.
oh my
But some
god.
women love it. Go for it. I
Yeah.
remember my godsister and them had their bridal showers. They had strippers, and I went in the pantry and hid.
You're crazy. I wouldn't go that far. I'll just
Shit.
watch the
Because I'm
show.
gonna tell you
But I
right now,
wouldn't.
had he
But I
come,
wouldn't.
they kept saying, "We gonna make him come pick you up. He finna get stripped too. He touched me. He gonna listen to me last time he stripped. I don't do it.
So
I don't do nothing.
okay. So I still think I'm missing something. You ain't telling me. So
What?
well, okay. So yeah, we fixed that. So that's a done deal. She knows now, right? She's
Well, I don't.
with that.
I say, what are you looking for? Are you looking
She
for
ain't looking
just
for no
to get
relationship with that
your
little boy.
groove back? He's
He
not a
just
whoa,
said Adrian
whoa,
getting her groove
he's a
back.
little boy.
To her, he's a little boy.
He's
Little
30
boy.
years old. He a grown ass man. He got a job and he can take you to buy a drink. He can get
Go
you a
ahead.
hotel room. He a grown ass man and go knock that
All
shit.
I'm saying is that's all that's gonna happen.
Okay, and if that's what she's just looking for, then just go do that and let it go. If you're looking for
Okay,
something
tell you
more,
what.
then
Why
no.
she can't tell her son? Go tell her son. Go ask her son his opinion.
It ain't his damn business who she do.
Okay,
Is he
what I'm
telling her
saying is,
everything?
okay, it's gonna be a problem. If anybody catches any feelings, going, that's just okay. Would you do that to your son?
Girl, I'm getting calls. That's not cute.
Is it an admirer?
No, it's not admirer.
No.
No, it's not admirer. No, that's not till 8:00. You are
FaceTime.
so stupid.
I know you wouldn't mind if he was dancing in his little.
The hell I would. First of all, I already know he's the OG. He ain't finna be dancing in no little Dunkin' Nuns and no
shaking it,
damn
shaking it, shaking it in the camera.
none of
Oh my
that,
God,
girl.
whatever,
None of that
guy.
kind of stuff. We ain't finna be doing
That's
that.
funny.
But
So what happened? Is this part of last week too?
no, this was a new one. So last week's. Let me tell you what last week's was.
Yeah, because that's why I
Let
think
me tell you briefly. I'm not gonna read it. So there's a girl who they didn't write to us. They posted it on Instagram. In Atlanta, there's an underground place that they go. So they
Lord, Atlanta, you just said it
it's
right
like
now.
place where they do orgies and stuff. So you have to sign up. You have to have get tested. And once you're approved, you go. You walk in. You take off all your clothes, and it's just like a gang of people in there having sex with each other. So this woman went there with her friend, and she basically what she said was by the end of the next morning, she had 200 men coming her. And the crazy part of it is it was her birthday weekend, and she's married, and her husband went away for work, and she said her husband preferred to go out and make money. So why
Her husband lied. He had one of them orgies himself. Please.
Said my husband,
Okay,
I wasn't worth staying home for my birthday, so 200 men made me feel worthy. And I'm trying to figure out, 200 men nutted in you. Your coochie dead. It's R.I.P. R.I.P. to the coochie. He made it and let it go. R.I.P. to the cooch. It's gone. Because I know when he come home, can you imagine your wife and went to sleep?
That's nasty. Okay, you feel that low about yourself that you need that much attention that you got to go and do some ridiculous mess like that to get some attention. Like, really? Is it that bad?
When he came home and tried to get in the cooch, that cooch said,
okay.
Expired. Flatline. Done. Can't take no more.
And they talk about taking a test. It takes some years to get some of them diseases results, right? So some of that stuff don't come up for later. And then you wonder why you got like some kind of crazy disease 10 years later. Oh my God.
200 men nutted in
That's
you.
got to be a lie. That's got to be exaggerated. That's got to be exaggerated. That's ridiculous. Why would somebody need to tell everybody that in the first place? What was the purpose of telling anybody? So you want more attention?
She
What's
said
the
there were
purpose?
celebrities in there too.
So what does that got to do with it? So what makes a person want to tell
How
everybody?
do you even have sex 200
200
times?
times? Exactly. That's just.
Girl, I'd have been
And
dead.
how did that make her feel about herself? I wonder.
She felt good. She said she went home and slept for 2 days.
I bet she did. That's nasty.
And said that, her husband decided to work for her birthday. And so she, 200 men made her feel special for her birthday. Okay.
He's lying too.
Your coochie is dead. It's dead. It's gone. It's a wrap.
So does her husband know? So she never told him. She just posted
I would
it.
hope.
She just posted it everywhere.
Well, I'm sure she didn't use her real name. But can you imagine coming home and saying, "Hey, honey, happy belated birthday. What did you do for your birthday?" "Oh, I fucked 200 men. They ain't come inside of me."
That's nasty.
She need to go be bleached. Coochie peel and
oh my God.
I don't even know what I just feel like her coochie just laying outside of her body, like just on the ground, flatline. Her coochie lips just went flatline.
It would have to be.
Boop, boop, boop. It's over. It's over.
It had to be all there. That's nasty.
And when they doing those kind of things, you can imagine that they're just wild and whatever. So have you ever just been in a session with your husband or somebody and y'all had just extraordinary sex, right? It's just amazing, hardcore, whatever.
But you're too tired, right? Yeah,
one time you be
so
out.
200.
You be out. You be throwing the white flag. I'm out. 200 of them.
That's nasty. That's I don't even that's making me nauseous. It's gross.
And then my mind thinks crazy.
And then they come. Oh, did you just run it out?
Man, how many of you guys were doing oral sex? Because those men want you to suck them too.
Oh God!
You're over there sucking on 200
You're
penises.
gonna get herpes on your lips.
You need to go.
I don't know. You can say you can have a test all you want to. I don't believe none of that mess.
You at home laying in the bed talking about you sleeping for 2 days. You need to be somewhere in vocational school getting your life together. That is
I'm serious.
Disgusting.
You got that low self-esteem that you got. You can't even stay home. You that mad. You gonna go get your husband back by catching something.
Because he went to work. Probably to pay for that house and shit y'all living in and that car. And I get it. I would be kind of upset if my husband
though, seriously.
went to work, but I wouldn't go out and have sex with 200 men.
That's violating yourself. That's making you. That's what you think of you. That's what you think of your body and yourself. That's the level of value you got on yourself. So there you go.
Well, she was happy about it. She said she
wasn't happy about it.
She said she's the time of her life.
Yeah, right. You're right. I hate when people do that. You try to I don't know, try to act like stuff like that makes you happy. That's a lot.
How do you know maybe she a hoe?
I don't. But even a hoe, they ain't really happy when they do that shit. Honestly, if you really get down to the core of it, why she did it? Because she was lonely and sad because her husband left, and that's why she did that. So therefore, she ain't really happy. She would have rather him be home. That's the core of that whole thing right there. You are feeling low about yourself. That's my opinion.
That ain't all that's feeling low.
Your lips is, what was that one we was talking about? Hang low.
Have you seen, there's a video that somebody sent me, and this lady was standing up, and she was so proud to show.
Yeah.
They were hanging down,
like the chicken,
they were just, they were just like a chicken. Yeah. And she had started to be posed with them, like
that's the style, right?
You better go get some surgery. I'm like, it made me so nervous. I'm like, because I started thinking, is this how our shit gonna look when we get older? Like, we got to start doing cake.
Man, you got to staple that stuff together or something. Oh my God.
You have to cut them off and get you some fake coochie lips because her shit was just hanging. I'm like, oh my God. And she just posing like
how does that even happen to a person?
Having sex with 200 men.
Exactly. Oh my God. But they have to pull on. What are you doing? Pulling on them, stretching them? What are you doing?
How do you pose with them like it's cute? How are you?
Evidently, somebody likes
Really
that.
out there
There's
posing
some
like,
freak out there that likes that. There's some freak out there that likes that. I'm dead
yeah,
serious.
because all she got to do is stand up. He can just come down and just the coochie lips right there, hanging through her drawers.
My God.
He's right there, like just got it.
Straight
They
from
don't.
the ground,
They don't
huh?
even fit your panties.
Oh my
You know how your panties, the seat of your panties, they just hang on the side of it. They don't even hang inside the drawers no more. They just out. They just hanging out the panties, girl. You gonna need a triple girdle or something. And get a clothespin and clip them together so they stay inside your panties. They just hanging out the panties. Just out. You standing with a dress on, your coochie lips is to your knees. You know that's bad. Now your titties sagging down to your damn belly button and your coochie lips is down to your knees. Shit is
Oh
wrong
my
in your life.
God.
Shit is wrong in your life.
Oh my God.
No, that is
Oh
scary.
my God.
That is scary. And she was really
You just don't know what's up under them dresses. So, oh my God.
guys, be careful. If you see a lady and her coochie lips is hanging past her drawers, get your shit and get the hell up out of that.
Oh no, I've heard some bad stories. Guys tell me some bad stories. Bad stories.
They still, guys,
us girls were like that.
It,
like that's how we do stuff. Man,
guys will still do it though. They will still do it.
Some of them are like, man, I heard some of them. They actually do stuff like that. Get up and have an excuse to leave. Like, you know what? I'm like, you just jetted out the hotel room just like that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question before we close out. Have you ever had a situation where you were gonna hook up with somebody and it wasn't right and you left? Like you was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm about to go.
Like in the middle of getting ready to do something?
In the middle of getting ready to do it, and you was like, I gotta go.
No, because I think I probably would have prepared myself before then. Had to take a look at some equipment, something, because
so you a looky loo.
I'm a looky loo. I'm like touchy feely. Looky little everything. I'm like, okay, you got no warts. Does it got warts on it? Does it have warts on it? Anything?
Like you be like, what's this little thing down here? What is this?
We're not even gonna waste our time.
So years ago, when I was still living in LA, and I had been going out with this guy for a while, and we went back to his house, and we were just making out, and so he was just like breathing like he was just ready, right? And he had on some boxers, and it's a true story. And he stood up. I don't know why he stood up, but he was just telling like, "Oh, you got me all turned on. I'm ready." And I looked at his boxers. You know how boxers have a little slit?
Oh my God, no!
And his thing did not come through the slit, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't think." Girl, I grabbed my little purse. I was like, "I promise you, I was out of there. I'm not going to do it."
Oh shoot! I'm trying to think.
Named him Pencil Penis.
Oh my goodness!
It didn't even come through the boxer. It got to come through the boxer thing.
Or at least lift them or something. It didn't even lift them.
I didn't see nothing. He told me he was real. I said, "Well, you gonna be by yourself because this don't even look like."
I have have you had those 3 pumps before? You're like, what? Okay, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop.
Yeah. Don't want to be swearing finna tear it up and be like,
now that yes.
Up, down, up.
You're like, what?
Are you serious? Like,
it's like I'm just irritated now. Okay, yeah.
You be wanting to shoot him.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, hey, you know what happens in the closet stays in the closet.
Yeah,
give us your opinions. We don't care if you like it or don't like it. Give us some feedback. Tune in every Sunday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sometimes we go a little bit over, sometimes we go a little under. Check us out. Share if you like it. Email us honeyscloset1@gmail.com. Any last sayings, Vixx?
No. Have a good week.
Mother's Day is coming up.
Yes.
Mother's Day.
Or is it going to be on Sunday? It's going to be Sunday.
Oh, right? Markel, he said 3 strokes.
Look, that's all we heard. That's all we heard this whole time. Okay.
3 stroke choke. Ain't doing it. Bible. Can't do it. Ladies, I need y'all to email us. We really be like, did you really just do this? Did you really, we went through all of this
to get to this.
That's why you have to find out, like, what that tongue do.
At least do me some extra favors before.
That's a whole nother show. Markel,
Oh my god.
hey, you got to be here at 7, baby. But thank you for tuning in, Corey B. C. Loke, we appreciate you. Everybody else is going to catch this. We get so many people who catch it after the fact. And I appreciate you guys' comments and sharing it and doing all that. We totally appreciate it. Until next week, stay blessed, stay safe, pray for one another, take accountability for your actions. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. Um, as I always tell you, stand for something or you'll fall for anything. And deuces.